Hear ye. All persons having anything to do before the Honorable, the Justice E. Susan Gosh of the Superior Court, now sitting at Fall River within and for the Commonwealth. Draw near, give your attendance, and you shall be heard. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Court is now in session. Be seated, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Today is Tuesday, March 10th, 2015. The case on trial is Commonwealth v. Aaron Hernandez, indictment BRCR 2013-0983. The Honorable E. Susan Darsh presiding.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Have any of you seen or heard or read or overheard anything at all about this case from Mr. Hernandez since I last inquired? There are no firm responses. Have any of you discussed this case in any way, shape, or form, or Mr. Hernandez with anyone at all since I last inquired? There are no firm responses. And have any of you had any difficulty following any of my instructions not to talk about or in any fashion communicate about or look at or listen to or do any research about this case, anything you think could in any way be relevant to the case or Mr. Hernandez? There are no firm responses. The witness may resume the stand.
Sir, I remind you that you're still under oath. Do you understand that, sir?
That's okay. Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor.
Now, sir, when we broke yesterday, we were dealing with exhibit number 298, call detail and cell site records of your customer 203-606-8969, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I just was turning to this portion of that exhibit, which is the SMS record for that period of time for your 8969 number, correct?
Yes.
And again now, just focusing in on the night of June 16th into June 17th, which is depicted here on page 66. Just ask you to take a look at that item number 438. Do you see that there?
Yes.
And can you tell us what item 438 is, please?
On June 16th, 2013, at 10:27 p.m., 401-651-2998, sent an outbound text to 203-606-8969.
And the very next item number is 439. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what that is, please?
On June 16th, 2013, at 10:28 p.m., 203-606-8969, sent an outbound text to 401-651-2998.
And the very next item number is item 440. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us, sir, what happened in item number 440?
June 17th of 2013 at 8:35 p.m., 401-651-2998, sent an outbound text to 203-606-8969.
And so, as to the voice record, the data record, and the text record of your phone 8969. There was a period of in excess of 20 hours between the night of June 16th and the evening of June 17th where it was not communicating with the AT&T network. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And just looking that's item 440, correct?
Yes, sir.
Item 440, which you just identified, which is an inbound text message, is that correct?
Correct.
And item 441 is also an inbound text message, is that correct?
Yes.
And that's an inbound text message from a number 617-785-3008, is that true?
Yes, that is correct.
Item 442 is an inbound text message from the last four of 2593, is that correct?
Yes.
Item 443, also inbound text message.
Correct, sir, yep.
Item 444, also inbound text message.
Yes, sir, same time.
At item 445, also an inbound text message.
Yes.
Item 446, also an inbound text message, is that correct?
Yes.
Item 447, also an inbound text message, is that correct?
Yes.
Item 448, also an inbound text message, is that correct?
Yes.
And all of those item numbers from 440 to 448 all come inbound at the same exact time, is that true?
That is correct, yes.
8:35 on June 17th in the evening, correct?
Yes, sir.
And does that indicate something to you?
When a phone is not on the network, when it's disconnected from the network, it's not receiving any data. When the phone is turned back on, all voice messages and SMS messages are in queue waiting to show up on the phone to alert the user. When you see a large number like that, it looks like they all came flooding in at the same time.
That indicates the time at which now the phone is first recommunicating with the network.
With the network, correct.
Now, in addition to the call detail records along with the cell sites, AT&T also produced records of your subscriber's phone, that 8969 number, beginning in January of 2013 into June of 2013. Is that correct?
Yes.
If I may, Your Honor. Show you these documents. Do you recognize those documents?
Yes, sir, I do.
And what do you recognize those documents to be?
These are the toll charges for 203-606-8969.
And when you say toll charges, that's call detail records, correct?
Yes, sir.
No cell sites?
No cell sites.
And does that just relate to telephone calls, voice usage for that number 8969?
Yes, yes.
And it begins on January 1st of 2013, is that correct?
That is correct.
And the last entry is on June 29th of 2013, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And again, these records, these are the records of AT&T, is that correct?
Yes.
They are made at or about the time the transactions in them occur, is that true?
That's correct.
They're relied on and kept in good faith in the ordinary course of your business?
Yes.
I'm going to offer these as the next exhibit, please, Your Honor.
No objection, Your Honor.
And Mark, the next exhibit.
$2.99.
If I may, Your Honor. Show you these records. Do you recognize what's depicted in those records?
Yes.
What's depicted in those records, please?
This appears to be SMS usage for 203-606-8969, also CDR's call records.
And those just relate to texts in and out from the phone, correct?
Yes,
And again, the beginning date of that is January 1st of 2013. Is that true?
correct.
And it also, these records also run through June 28th of 2013. Is that correct?
Yes,
And again, these are the official records of AT&T. Is that correct?
yes,
And these, the information in these records is compiled at or about the time the transactions occur. Is that true?
correct.
And they're relied on in good faith in the normal course of AT&T's business. Is that true?
Yes,
I'm going to offer these as the next exhibit, please. No objection.
Your mark is the next exhibit.
$300.
If I may, Your Honor. Sir, I show you these documents. Do you recognize them?
I do, yes.
Would you recognize those to be, please?
These are the data usage records for 203-606-8969.
And these data records are also beginning on January 1st of 2013, and they run through June 28th of 2013. Is that correct?
Yes,
And again, this information here is relied on in the normal course, strike that. These records are made at or about the time the transactions occur. Is that correct?
yes,
And they're relied on in good faith in the normal course of your business?
yes, sir.
I'm going to offer these as the next exhibit, please, Your Honor. No objection.
Your mark is the next exhibit.
$301.
And sir, I'm just going to show you the first page of exhibit number 299. Do you see that?
Yes,
And just if you could, sir, could you orient us to the record here, and we'll move through those columns as you do that.
it's,
Okay?
sure,
That first column is an item number, is that correct?
yes,
And the next column is connection date, is that correct?
yes,
Now, the next column says connection time, and unlike the exhibit number 298, which just says connection time, this has a notation UTC, is that correct?
yes.
And can you describe what that notation UTC means and how that affects the time that's displayed there on the record?
The UTC is a universal time. It goes by, I almost want to say 0 hour. probably not the correct terminology, but it's the old Greenwich Mean Time. So for us to calculate our time prior to March 15th, which would be daylight savings time, you would have to subtract 5 hours to get the time. After March 13th, you would subtract 4 hours to get the correct time.
Okay, so that is not local East Coast time, correct?
That is not correct.
That's compared to UTC or Universal Time?
Yes,
And prior to the change of daylight savings in March of 2013, in order to get the local time, you'd have to subtract 5 hours from that time.
correct.
And after that date, you just subtract 4 because daylight savings time. Is that correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
And that's how the time is calculated in this exhibit, in its entirety, exhibit number 299. Is that correct?
Yes,
The next is seizure time. Is that the same as in the exhibit 298?
yes,
The next is originating number,
correct.
same as in exhibit 298. Is that correct?
Yes,
Terminating number, right?
yes, sir, yep.
And then IMEI,
Also the same?
and meaning that's capturing the same information, correct?
Yes,
IMSI, right?
yes,
Capturing the number from the SIM card.
yes, sir.
And then it says here, CT and feature in this record. Could you describe what CT means?
CT is call type. So the line right below it, MT, would stand for mobile terminate. That would be an incoming call. Below it, mobile MO would be mobile originate. That's an outgoing call.
And then on the right-hand side, it says features.
The features. NIOP, that's caller ID permitted. That means there was caller ID, the digit showed up from the telephone. VM says that the call went to voicemail, and the CFB, it was call forwarded.
And so if we go back and we look at that very first row, we would see a call listed there as item number 1, correct?
Correct.
0505 UTC, which would be 12:05 a.m. on January 1st, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Then the seizure time, the elapsed time of 0, and then the originating number with a number below, and then forwarded, is that correct?
Yes, that's what the F stands for, forwarded, correct.
And that indicates that call went to voicemail as you described it to us, is that true?
Yes.
Now, just going to go back to Exhibit 158, I'm going to show you from the contact list. Do you recognize that as being a contact list of a phone there, the BlackBerry
There we
cell
go.
phone exhibit number 158?
Yes.
And that indicates a contact O and a number, is that correct?
Correct. The number is 617-785-3008.
And if I may, I'm just going to show you exhibit number 254, T-Mobile subscriber record, indicating that that number, same number, 617-785-3008, subscribed to by Odin Lloyd. You see that?
Yes.
Now, this particular number, O, Mr. Lloyd's phone,
were you asked to search the exhibit number 299 for the first appearance of that number, 617-785-3008, in the call records of your customer, 8969?
Yes.
And when AT&T originally made a copy of the record, it was in an electronic form, correct?
Yes.
This is just the printed out version of it, true?
Yes.
Did you search the record, made easier by searching it in the electronic form, for the first appearance of that telephone number in the call record from 8969?
Yes, only in the call records that I was given.
Right, but that's it, the exhibit 299, correct? The call record dating back to January 1st of 2013, true?
I was not given this particular call records to go back that far.
Do you remember finding in the electronic record the call from 3008, the first appearance of a call from 3008?
Yes.
Okay. And what date was that, please?
June 9th, I want to say, off the top of my head.
Okay. Let me just show you. It's fair to say the cell site records and these call records are the only two records that you produced, correct?
Correct, and only for
3969.
correct, and only for a specific date.
Right. And so the cell site record started on June 14th, correct?
Yes.
And so you found a call prior to June 14th, true?
Yes.
And so it was from the complete call detail record. It had to have been if it was before the beginning of the cell site record, correct?
Correct.
I'll show you page 600 of exhibit number 299. Do you see that? If I could just move that down a little bit. Do you see that on June 6th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's a call originating where, please?
On June 6, 2013, the originating number was 203-606-8969. The terminating number was 617-785-3008.
Now, you see across there the IMEI,
Yes.
and then there's an IMSI, correct?
Yes.
And that shows an outgoing call from that number 8969 to 3008, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then below it, that very next entry there, what does that show?
RIM, the device, the manufacturer of the phone.
Okay. Now, The item number, that was item number 11809, correct?
Yes,
And the next item number is 11810, is that true?
yes,
And that's also an outgoing call, is that correct?
it is.
And that's 1 minute later at 2016 UTC.
Correct.
And so local Eastern time, what would that be? That's after March of 2013.
Making me do my math. 2,000 hours would be 8, so it would be 4:16 p.m.
In the afternoon.
in the
correct?
afternoon, yes.
And those now, looking at that, do you recall going back and looking electronically at the record, 8969 all the way back?
Yes,
Okay, is that the first appearance of that for the purposes of voice call in this Exhibit 299 to 3008?
yes, June 6th, yes.
And did you do the same search of Exhibit 300 for the appearance of first text between 8969 and 3008?
Yes.
Showing you now page 715 of Exhibit 300. Do you see that item number there?
Yes, yes, sir, I do.
26,427.
Correct.
And can you describe what appears in that item number?
June 13th, 2013. The originating number was 203-606-8969. Terminating number 617-785-3008. And the time would be 11:01 on the subtract 4 hours, be 11:01 p.m. on the 12th.
On the 12th.
Correct.
And that was an outbound text from 8969 to 3008, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And just staying on that same page, then, that's the first appearance of that number 617-785-3008 in these text records of 8969, correct?
That is correct.
And I'm just going to, if I may, then immediately following that, there's an incoming text from that same number, the Odin Lloyd phone 3008, correct?
That is correct.
And the next text after that is to 2593, or from 2953 to 8969, correct?
Correct.
Then there's a text outbound from 8969 to 3008, now at
11:08 PM.
11:08 PM on June 12th, is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Then there's a text inbound from 3008 at
11:10 PM on the 12th.
then there's an additional text inbound, is that correct?
Yes,
Same number?
same number. Same number and even in the same time.
And then there's a further text between 8969 and 2593, is that correct?
Yes,
Again, another text,
correct.
another text,
Yes,
another text,
yes, sir.
and then that continues until we go down to 318, which is now 11:18 PM on June 12th, is that true?
Yes,
And that's another inbound text from the old Lloyd number, 3008, correct?
yes,
And then there's an outbound text on June 13th from 8969 to 3008, is that true?
yes, sir.
Now, we move ahead to the next item. 26,489, you see that?
I can, yes, sir.
And could you tell us what that is in that item number?
On June 13th, 2013, let's see, 16:52 before would be 12:52 PM.
And so now, that text is on now, what time on June 13th?
It looks like 12:52 PM, 1,600 hours before. So 12:52 PM?
So all of those texts before it, the ones that you detailed in and out from 3008 and 8969 had happened beginning first on the 12th of June, correct?
Yes,
I'm going to show you exhibit number 117. The HTC One mobile phone. And doesn't project well. You see that number?
yes, sir.
8969, that's your subscriber's number there. That's the contact listed in this HTC One, correct?
Correct.
Just beginning back at June 12th at 11:01, as you described that first text message. You see
Yes, sir.
that incoming from that same contact now, the 8969 number, into this HTC One mobile phone 3008.
Correct.
And there's then the reply. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. 11:04 PM.
And there's then the response into this phone at 11:08, correct?
Yes,
And then the three outgoing texts that you then described, 11:10, 11:10, and 11:18 PM on June 12th, correct?
yes,
And then that final incoming text at 11:24, as you described it, PM on June 12th. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Just now showing you 158, cell phone number 8969. No text activity between them, correct? I'm sorry, I hit the wrong one.
It appears to be empty. No activity.
So you described then the next text. They're on the record on page just have the name. Next text activity between those two phones is at 12:52 or 16:52 UTC, correct?
Correct.
And then your phone, customer 8969, sends a text at 16:53, which is 12:53, correct?
Yes,
And that appears in Exhibit 117.
it does.
Next activity between the two phones, item number 26,527, is that correct?
Yes.
And that indicates what time was that text sent by the 3008 Odin Lloyd phone?
2,200 hours minus 4. 8 is at that'd be 8:26 p.m.
1826, correct?
18:26
Which
would be
is
6:26 p.m.
6:26 p.m. on June 13th, correct?
Yes, correct.
And you see that text message there, June 13th, 6:26 p.m.
Yes, sir.
on that 3008 phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
Next message on the record between the two phones, June 14th, 2013, correct?
Correct.
And that's a text at June 14th at 0046 from 3008 to 8969, is that correct?
Yes.
And just prior to that, the two texts prior to that were between a phone number 4304 and 8969, is that true?
Yes, that's correct.
And this text here, on June 14th at 0046 occurs at what time?
It'll be 8:46 p.m.
You see a text here listed at 8:45 on June 13th.
Correct.
And then, I'm sorry, you said 8, that would be
It would have been 9:36.
9:36, correct?
Yes.
That's this text here, everything's still good. 9:36 p.m., June 13th, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then right below it, the very next item number, 26,549. also a text from 3008 now, just 50 minutes later. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And then the following text happens on June 14th. Is that correct? June 14th at 11:22 UTC. Is that true?
Yes. 7:22 in the morning.
Now, then there continue to be texts back and forth on June 14th, the morning of June 15th, correct? Early in the morning.
Yes, correct.
I just want to go now, as we get past June 14th, we have the records with the cell site information where we don't have to adjust the time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I just want to go to exhibit number 298, page 7, showing voice usage for your cell phone customer 8969. Beginning on June 16th, at 10:09 a.m. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And could you describe what appears in that record?
203-606-8969, made an outbound phone call to 617-785-3008. It was a 6-second phone call.
And that shows a mobile-to-mobile direct call, is that correct?
Yes,
And the first M is uppercase, that's your customer, correct?
correct, yes,
And
sir.
the second M is lowercase, that's not your customer, correct?
Correct.
The very next entry on the 8969 record on June 16th, item number 144, please.
10:10 a.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound phone call to 617-785-3008. It lasted 8 seconds.
Very next entry on your record, item 145, please.
At 10:15 a.m. on June 16th, 2013, 203-606-8969, made an outbound phone call to 617-785-3008. It lasted 5 seconds.
Very next phone call on your record, please. Item 146.
June 16th, 2013, at 10:17 a.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 617-785-3008. It lasted 26 seconds.
Now, those times there are local times, correct?
Yes, correct.
And now, just referring to page 55, the text message portion of that same Exhibit 298. I'm sorry, wrong page. Item number 267, do you see that?
Yes, I do.
And describe what appears in item number 267.
June 16th, 2013, at 10:27 a.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 617-785-3008.
And that's a text.
Text, I'm sorry, yes.
And again, I'm just going to go back to Exhibit 117. That shows on June 16th, a text arrived from that same contact to 8969 at 10:54 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Just going back to the call record. Call record portion of exhibit number 298. That shows June 16th, 11:20 a.m. now. There's an inbound call that lasts 0 seconds from that 3008 number. Is that true?
Yes.
And then exhibit number 298, item number 148 shows then what, please?
On June 16th, 2013, at 11:22 a.m., 203-606-8969 made an outbound phone call to 617-785-3008 that lasted 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Now, just going to the next page of the voice record of exhibit number 298, page number 8. Showing you item number 171. Do you see that?
Yes.
And could you tell us what item number 171 indicates?
June 16th, 2013, at 1:19 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304 that lasted 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
And I'm showing you now exhibit number 158, the BlackBerry cell phone 8969, and again, the contact list, that indicates a contact and a telephone number. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Contact name is Bo, and the number is 860-845-4304.
And that item there, that call lasted 4 minutes and 27 seconds beginning after the seizure time of 24 seconds at 1:19. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the very next item listed there, item 172, do you see that?
I do.
And can you tell us what that is, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 1:24 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 617-785-3008. That lasted 30 seconds.
That's that same number that we were dealing with before, the Odin Lloyd phone, correct?
Correct.
The very next, that lasts 30 seconds, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
The very next item on the call log for your phone number 8969, do you see that?
I do.
And could you describe that for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 1:33 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304 that lasted 11 seconds.
And the very next call that occurs after that, please.
June 16th, 2013, at 1:36 p.m., 203-606-8969, makes an outbound call to 617-785-3008, and that lasts 53 seconds.
And the very next call after that, please.
June 16th, 2013, at 1:49 p.m., 860-845-4304, makes an outbound call to 203-606-8969, that lasts 6 minutes and 34 seconds.
And the very next call after that, please.
It's June 16th, 2013, at 2:54 p.m., 203-606-8969, makes an outbound call to 860-845-4304, that lasts for 3 minutes and 18 seconds in duration.
Item number 186, do you see that there on the screen?
Yes, I do.
And can you describe that for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 5:08 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304, and that lasted 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Showing you again now page 9 of exhibit number 298, voicemail, voice transactions from your phone number 8969. Can you describe item number 199 for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 7:20 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304 that lasted 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
And the next call, item 200, please.
Also on June 16th, 2013, at 7:30 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304. That lasted for 47 seconds.
This item now, we went from 200 to 203. Can you describe that, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 8:03 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304. That lasted for a minute and 25 seconds.
And 8:37 p.m., there's just a 6-second contact, correct?
Correct.
8:46 p.m., do you see that?
I do.
Can you describe that contact for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 8:46 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound call to 860-845-4304. That lasted for a minute and 38 seconds.
Now, showing you page 65 of that same exhibit, number 298. You see that item number 407.
Yes.
And can you describe that item number 407 for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 9:02 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound phone call to 860-845-4304.
And that's an outbound text, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I can't see the upper left-hand
I'm sorry.
corner to
Yep.
tell whether it's voice or text.
That says SMS usage,
Yes, correct.
and the whole line doesn't fit across there, so just 9:02 p.m., that's a text outbound from 8969 to 4304, correct?
Yes, correct.
Then 9:03 p.m., you see that, item number 408,
Yes, sir.
and can you describe that for us, please?
On June 16th, 2013, at 9:03 p.m., 860-845-4304, sent a text to 203-606-8969.
Item number 409, do you see that?
Yes.
Describe that for us, please.
On June 16th, 2013, at 9:03 p.m., 203-606-8969, made an outbound text to 860-845-4304.
And then the very next text, do you see that, item number 410?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you describe that text for us, please?
Also on the 16th of June, 2013, 9:05 p.m., 203-606-8969, sent an outbound text to 617-785-3008.
And again, showing you now exhibit number 117. You see that text?
Yes, sir, 9:05 PM.
And from that same contact, the 8969 contact, correct?
Yes,
And that text at 9:05, I'm coming to grab that tonight, you gonna be around, I need that, and we could step for a little again, correct?
yes, sir.
Now, you see there on the exhibit number 117, there's no immediate response, correct?
Correct.
And the next text, you see that item, or not the next one in order, but that, the next text between those two numbers, you see item number 413 there on the record.
Yes, sir.
And could you describe that for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 9:34 PM, 203-606-8969, made an outbound text to 860-845-4304.
And do you see the very next item there?
I do, also at 9:34 PM on the same date, 203-606-8969, made an outbound text to 617-785-3008.
And again, showing you item, or exhibit number 117, you see that text there at 9:34,
I do,
and indicating what up, correct?
yes.
You see this item number 417,
Yes.
and can you describe that item for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 9:35 PM, 203-606-8969, made an outbound text to 860-845-4304.
Showing you now page 66 of exhibit number 298. You see that item 418,
Yes.
and can you describe that item for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 9:37 PM, 617-785-3008, sent an outbound text to 203-606-8969.
And then the item right after that, item 419, do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe that for us, please?
Also on June 16th, 2013, at 9:39 PM, 203-606-8969, sent an outbound text to 617-785-3008.
See item number 428?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe that item for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 10:13 PM, 203-606-8969, sent an outbound text to 617-785-3008.
Now, you see this text message here, item number 435.
Yes, sir.
And Can you describe that item for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 10:23 p.m., 203-606-8969, sent an outbound text to 860-845-4304.
So these additional texts now that you've described, there's then the response from the 3008 number at 9:37 to the 9:34 what up, is that correct?
Yes,
And then incoming at 9:39, outgoing, incoming, all the way through 10:13 p.m., correct?
yes,
That's exhibit number 117 there on the left. Showing you exhibit number 158 on the right, and that indicates a contact fish tube, correct?
yes,
And I'm just showing you that number is the same, 860-845-4304, correct?
yes,
So after this 934 text, you described that there was outgoing from 8969 to 4304, correct?
yes,
That's indicated here. Get your ass up here. If I don't answer, call Shay at a number. Is that true? 860-502-2593, correct?
yes,
Response at 9:37 from the 3008 number to 8969. I, where? Correct?
correct, yes,
Well, I object to that. I think, I don't think that's accurate. When you say in response to that message.
I'm sorry, I apologize. There was the 934 text incoming from 8969, outgoing from 3008. You see that?
yes,
Next text to 3008, 9:39 p.m. incoming, correct?
correct,
Next text outgoing from the 3008, exhibit 117 here on the left, 10 p.m.
correct,
Incoming from 8969 there on the left.
correct, 10:13 p.m.,
And then over on exhibit number 158, 1023. Is that correct?
yes,
And that's a phone, that's the 8969 heading out to 4304, correct?
correct,
And incoming at 1024 onto the 8969 phone.
correct,
Now, you, just before we looked at the phones there, you described item 435. You see this item just above it, 434.
yes, sir.
And could you describe that item for us, please?
June 16th, 2013, at 10:22 p.m., 203-606-8969. Made an outbound text to 860-462-0951.
And that number there, 860-462-0951, again, I'm going to show you exhibit number 158 under the contact C-Boy. Do you see that?
Yes. The phone number of
Oh, I'm sorry.
860-462-0951, correct?
Same number, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, very last text there on the exhibit number 117, the 3008 number indicates it was sent on June 17th at 12:22 in the morning, correct?
Yes.
And it indicates what, please?
It indicates an outbound text, "We still on."
The 8969 number, same contact, correct?
Correct.
Now, we go from that last text that was sent there, we viewed, or that last inbound text from 8969 to 3008, this item 428, correct? Which you previously described, 10:13 p.m., the text from the 8969 to 3008, correct?
That is correct.
And we look down the record here, we're looking for this text sent at 12:22, the next appearance of 3008 in the originating number call. You see that there, the next appearance of 3008 in the originating number call.
Line item 441.
And that's an item that you previously described that hit the 8969 phone, physical phone at 8:35 p.m. on June 17th of 2013, correct?
Correct.
Just going to show you now page 10 of exhibit number 298. The voice usage account for 203-606-8969. Do you see that?
Yes.
And showing you item number 214 on that record. You see that?
I do, yes.
And can you describe what appears there, item number 214 on the record?
June 17th, 2013, at 12:50 a.m., 617-785-3008. Makes an outbound phone call to 203-606-8969. The duration of the call was 9 seconds.
And does that indicate whether or not the phone number, your subscriber, 8969, was connected to the network at that time?
No, it does not appear to be a connected call.
Show you the next item number, item 215. Do you see that?
Yes, I do. Also on June 17th, 2013, at 1:03 a.m., 617-785-3008, made an outbound phone call to 203-606-8969 that lasted 3 seconds. And also does not look like it was connected to the network.
Now, just looking now at exhibit number 298, you described there that all of the numbers under the IMEI beginning with the 3 and ending at that number 9 just before the 0 were the IMEI of the telephone that was used during, in particular, that transaction, that call on exhibit number 298, correct?
Yes, sir.
And just now looking at exhibit number 299, that number beginning with the 3 and going out 357-966-045 and on, that's a different IMEI number, correct?
That's correct, yes.
And that particular line there was item number 1, beginning on January 1st at 5:05 UTC, correct?
Correct.
And I'm just going to show you, if I could, the first appearance of this particular IMEI number.
I object to the form of that question, Your Honor.
In the record, we could go to In exhibit number 299, page 609 and 610. Just going to put page 609. Point your direction to that IMEI number associated with record, or item number 12,002, June 9th at 6:13 UTC, 6:13 PM UTC, which is 12:13, is that correct?
Yes. I can't see the left-hand side of the
I'm
screen.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
You see that?
Yes.
12,002 record item number.
Yes.
We move over to the IMEI. You see that? IMEI
3529220503725605, yes.
Could you say that again?
352-922-050-372-5605.
And the next appearance of an IMEI, not one in the next three item numbers, correct?
I'm sorry, repeat that, sir?
The item numbers 12,003 through 12,005 don't capture an IMEI, is that correct?
That is correct.
And is there some issue with that, or is that, describe that occurrence for us, please? Meaning the record doesn't capture the IMEI in those items, correct?
It does not, no.
Is that uncommon, or?
It depends on the type of the event that happens, because I do notice that not all the time the IMEI shows up.
Nonetheless, the next appearance of IMEI number is on page 610, item 12,006. Do you see that?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. Form of the question.
It's just the same.
Do you see item 12,006?
Yes.
Date,
June 9th, 2013.
as we move across, you see the IMEI listed there.
Yes, it is a different number.
And that is now the same IMEI in Exhibit 298, is that correct?
That is correct.
I'm just showing you still in exhibit number 299, item number 12,892. Do you see that?
Yes.
And if we follow that along,
It's the new,
that's the same IMEI number that appears in exhibit number 298. Is that correct?
yes, it is.
And that's item 12,892. I'm showing you then, continuing, that was page 657. These next items, no IMEI captured, is that correct?
Correct, there's no IMEI capture because the calls were forwarded.
And page 658, again,
Yes.
$659,
Correct?
$660, same.
Yes.
Then on to page 661. Item 12,994. You see that?
Yes.
Do you see the IMEI listed there?
Yes.
That's now a different IMEI number, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And that indicates different phone, is that true?
Yes.
Now, in addition to the records for 8969, were you also asked to bring, or AT&T asked to produce additional records?
Yes.
Your Honor, can you come to the second, please?
I'm going to show you this record. Do you recognize that record?
Yes.
And what is that a record of, please?
It is the financial liability statement, subscriber information.
And does that relate to a particular phone?
860-502-2593.
And who is identified as the user of that particular phone, please?
Shayana Jenkins.
And this is a record of AT&T that is made at or about the time of the transactions depicted in it. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that indicates a service start date of September 3rd of 2012. Is that true?
Yes.
And this information is relied on in the normal course and is maintained in good faith by AT&T in the conduct of its business. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to offer this as the next exhibit, please.
Objection ruled, and locked as the next exhibit.
$302.
You're showing now exhibit 302.
So it'd be in one exhibit?
If I may, Your Honor. Again, sir, I'm going to show you now record broken down into three portions by paper clips there. Do you recognize what those records are, please?
I do. These are voice, text, and data records for 860-502-2593.
The phone related to that subscriber information, is that correct?
Yes.
I'm going to offer these as the next exhibit, please, Your Honor.
Objection.
Overruled.
$303.
Now, I'm just going to put page 1 of exhibit number 303 on the monitor. 303, do you see that?
Yes.
And that record there, sir, that is the same type of record as exhibit number 298, the record for 8969. Is that correct?
Yes.
Meaning it shows call detail as well as cell site locations for the telephone number 2593, correct?
That is correct.
And again, the cell locations, they are displayed the same way as they were in exhibit number 298, is that correct?
That's correct.
And in other aspects, this record is structured similarly to exhibit number 298, is that true?
Yes.
Now, Go to page 2 of exhibit number 303. I'm going to ask you to see item number 36 there, please.
Yes.
And can you describe item number 36, please?
On June 15th, 2013, at 6:48 a.m., 860-502-2593, made an outbound phone call to 203-606-8969 that lasted 4 seconds.
See item number 39 there.
Yes.
And could you describe what appears in item number 39, please?
June 15th, 2013, at 6:55 a.m., 860-502-2593, made an outbound phone call to 203-606-8969 for 3 seconds.
Item number 40, do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Could you describe that for us, please?
Also on June 15th, 2013, at 7:07 a.m., 860-502-2593, made an outbound phone call to 203-606-8969, and it also lasted 3 seconds.
Now, if I can show you on page 45, the SMS usage, do you see that for that
Yes.
same telephone number?
Yes, sir.
860-502-2593?
Correct.
You see that item there?
Item number 62, June 15th, 2013, 8:57 a.m.
To the call information. Just on page 2, bottom. Item 48, do you see that?
I do.
Can you just describe what appears in item 48?
June 15th, 2013, at 8:55 a.m., 617-785-3008, made an outbound phone call to 860-502-2593, and it lasted 4 seconds.
And indicates that that call did not reach the phone, is that correct?
It doesn't look like that the phone was on the network at that time, no.
The very next call now that I'd ask you to see that, item number 54,
Yes, sir.
and just describe briefly what that is, please, what that indicates.
June 16th, 2013, at 5:31 p.m., 860-502-2593, made a phone call to 203-606-8969, and it lasted 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
And now as we move down, next item is 8969 to 2593, correct?
Yes.
Next item, same,
Item I'm sorry?
56, same,
Yes.
57,
57, it's in reverse.
58. See that?
I do.
Same as 57, correct? Direction?
Yes, same as, yes, correct.
59 now, at
Back.
8:50 PM.
Back in the opposite direction.
Now, you see this, item 60 here, please?
Yes.
And just describe what that is, please.
On June 16th, 2013, at 11:18 PM, 860-502-2593, made an outbound phone call to 603-401-1262, and it lasted 38 seconds.
Next item on the record now, can you describe that for us, please?
Line item 61, on the 17th of June on 2013, at 12:05 a.m., 860-845-4304, made a phone call to 860-502-2593, and it has 0 duration.
The phone actually is connected to the network.
It looks like it goes to voicemail, yes.
See this next?
Yes, sir. Line item 62.
Yep.
On June 17th, 2013, 12:06 a.m., 860-502-2593, makes an outgoing call to 401-369-3201 for 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Then the next call, please. Could you describe that for us?
Line item 63, June 17th, 2013, at 12:06 a.m., 860-845-4304, makes a phone call to 860-502-2593, and it lasts for 1 minute and 18 seconds.
This next communication, could you describe that, the next item, please?
On the 17th of June, 2013, at 12:11 a.m., 860-502-2593, makes an outbound phone call to 860-845-4304, and it lasts 2 seconds.
Next communication, please. June 17th in the morning.
At 12:11 a.m., 860-502-2593, makes a phone call to 860-845-4304, that also lasts 2 seconds.
Next communication, item number 66. Can you describe that for us, please?
On June 17th, 2013, at 12:11 a.m., 860-845-4304, makes an outbound call to 860-502-2593, 0 duration.
And just with reference to exhibit number 158, that's that same telephone number that we've been talking about previously, correct?
That is correct.
Item number 68, do you see that?
I do.
Can you describe that for us, please?
Also on June 17th, 2013, at 12:11 a.m., 860-845-4304, makes an outbound call to 860-502-2593, last 20 seconds.
Next communication, do you see that?
I do. Line item 69, on June 17th, 2013, also at 12:11 a.m., 860-502-2593, makes a phone call to 603-401-1262 for 10 seconds.
Item number 71, that's 0 seizure time, 0 elapsed time, correct?
Yes, correct.
Item 72, do you see that?
I do.
And again, that's that same number, 4304, 1 second seizure, 6 seconds elapsed, correct?
Correct.
And then this item number 73, do you see that?
Yes, sir.
And can you describe that for us, please?
June 17th, 2013, at 12:12 a.m., 860-502-2593, made an outbound phone call to 603 401-1262. That lasted 56 seconds in duration.
We're going to start at this point, morning recess, at this open line, we'll discuss the case.
Could all rise with the jury, please?
Still camera is not particularly silent even after the muffler was added at the court officer's request, so I would ask that you attend to that during the morning break. Thank you.
Could all rise?